So, how does the three-gun fantasy camp sound? Sounds great, right? NSSF is launching one, and we're going to learn all about it after this quick break that we're back from. So our next guest is Tisma Hewitt, I believe I'm pronouncing that correct, from National Shooting Sports Foundation. How's it going?
Pretty good. It's actually Tisma Jewett.
Tisma Jewett. Okay. See, I butcher names constantly.
It's all good.
So,
you had Jen on a few seconds ago, so I understand.
Yeah, that segment was entertaining to say the least. So what is this three-gun fantasy camp about?
Well, Fantasy Camp, the NSSF set it up because we like to show people that, guns are fun. And so what better way to have fun with guns than to actually go to a camp? Like when you were little, you went to summer camp, soccer camp. So how about camp with guns for big kids?
For big kids. Okay. So what's the age requirement? Is there an age requirement? I mean, clearly to a certain degree, right?
We're going to be shooting handguns, so minimum age is 21.
21, okay. Gotcha. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little jealous because I remember when I first got into firearms and I kind of caught the bug and I continued forward and I wanted to get into three-gun. You guys didn't exist.
Oh, the fantasy camp didn't exist, but the NSSF was around.
Well, yeah, NSSF was around, yeah, but the fantasy camp, that didn't exist. So what kind of prompted you all to kind of start this?
Well, there's a lot of negative connotations with firearms that they're only used for this or only used for that, when in actuality they're used for fun. Shooting firearms at a fantasy camp, you see all of the pros on television shooting firearms. Like, wow, wouldn't it be pretty cool to be a pro? Now with the NSSF shooting sports fantasy camps, you too can be a pro, so come on out and play with us.
That's man. I personally don't see why three-gun isn't pretty much considered as normal as watching a football game or a basketball game, and clearly we understand why from political reasonings. But so in this particular camp, what is it going to consist of? Like, what are some of the requirements? What are you going to be doing? And how long does a camp like this usually run?
Well, this is a 2.5-day camp. Folks will show up on Thursday afternoon, evening. We'll have a nice reception where they'll get their shooting bags, they'll meet the pros, they'll get their headshot taken with their professional shooting jersey, and they'll be socializing with the pros. So it's not just about just the shooting.
Okay.
It's also the social aspect of being with the pros.
Oh, no. Gotcha. And so you said it's going to be a 2-day event?
Show up on Thursday, meet the pros. Friday morning, we head out to the range. And what happens is we'll have all of the pros will be set up on individual stages.
Okay.
And each of the participants will be in groups based on their abilities. And they'll rotate through each of the pros like about an hour. And each of the pro will give them some type of different skill set that they'll be working on, and they'll adjust it according to that particular individual.
Oh,
so
wow.
after we go through all of the pros, we'll have lunch in the middle of the day and go back to do some more shooting. We'll head back to the hotel, which we're staying at the Aliante in Las Vegas, and that night the coaches will draft teams. So they'll go through all of the participants, based on their skill levels throughout the day, and we'll try to even them out as much as possible. So then they'll draft teams. So on that second day of shooting, we head out to the range, and then you're going to stick with one pro for the entire day, and they're going to help you get ready for the competition that happens in the afternoon.
Okay.
So we're going to be working on pistol skills, and we'll be working on rifle skills, and we'll work on shotgun skills, and then we're going to put them all together on 3-gun stages.
Now, do you bring your own equipment, or do you guys provide equipment, like provide the guns, or is this something that you have to bring on your own?
Well, because handguns are so individualized, everybody usually has their preference for their own particular handgun. We ask that you bring a 9mm because we're going to be providing all of the ammunition. And so with the handguns, you bring your own handgun, your own magazines, your own holster. We're going to have shotguns and rifles for you to shoot, and we're providing all of the ammunition.
Are you sure that's smart? Because when you get somebody like me out there and you just provide free ammo, I usually shoot it all.
Well, you know what? Why don't you come and join us? You can come to Fantasy Camp as my guest, as our guest. We would love to have you.
Okay, I'm not against that at all, because I would kill to do this back in the Gap when I first started. I mean, like I said, I'm a little jealous because now people have this opportunity to do this. So how often is this going to occur? Is it a one-time thing? Is it going to continue is it annually?
Oh, we had the first one last year
Uh-huh.
in Las Vegas, and it was strictly handgun. And we had, we had Jerry Mikulik and
Uh-huh.
Julie Golub and Kay
Oh yeah,
and a
y'all got
couple
him
of the
out there.
others. This year, Bob Vogel, Randy Rogers, Chris Chang, Diana Ryan Muller, and BJ Norris, Tommy Thacker, who's a big three-gun guy.
Uh-huh.
So, this is the first one we've done this year.
Uh-huh.
We're hoping to do a couple more at the end of the season or in the fall, but we'll see how it all shakes out. So, if more people want to sign up, we'll be more than happy to put more on.
Okay. So the first one that you guys did, it was just strictly handgun.
Correct.
Okay. So how did that go in terms of just the dynamic between the kind of, I don't want to say normal people, but just kind of people who weren't competitive shooters and then their interactions with some of these competitive shooters?
Well, you've met a lot of these pro shooters, and they're just normal people.
Yeah.
So normal people don't really realize how normal they really are until you're able to sit down, have a beer with them, and and you're just chit chatting about guns and shooting. And so when you get like-minded people in a room together and we're talking about guns and shooting, it's a good time.
Yeah. That is very, 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 very true. And so now you guys are now starting to incorporate the rifle and the shotgun component of the course. How do you see that going? And then where do you see this this fantasy camp growing to in, let's say, the next 5-10 years?
Well, what we're hoping is that we will demystify that negative stigma with the black rifles.
Gotcha.
It's a tool, and when you start pulling the trigger, it's a fun tool. And so that's what we're trying to show the politicians and everybody else in America, that these aren't these dangerous things that people tell us that they are. It's a tool just like anything else, and we're out there to have fun with them.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, I'd kill it. When did you say the day was again?
April 20th through the 23rd. We will pick you.
Okay.
You get to Las Vegas Airport in McCarran, and we will pick you up. Actually, we'll pick everybody up. So.
All right, I have to check. I got to make sure make sure it's not conflicting with anything schedule wise. But I might have to go ahead and make an appearance out there if I can.
Oh, shoot me a note, and I will be more than happy to get you all the details.
Absolutely. Oh, and another question I had, I was like, so what is the limit of a number of attendees in terms of the camp?
We're limiting to 36 people, so there's only going to be 6 people per team. And like I said, we're going to set people up in first day by skill set. So if you're not, it's like, I'm not a 3-gunner. That's okay. That's what the whole point of the thing is. We're going to get people from 0 point all the way to where they should be.
Awesome. And so is this designed as more of an introductory course from the standpoint, like you're not going to walk away being an ultimate 3-gunner at the end of the camp, but be in a position where you can take the information you learn and then kind of go out and start facilitating your own plotting your own course of action into getting into 3-gun further. Am I correct?
Absolutely. And the more you'll learn from these guys, and even more so, it's like you'll have this group of people that you'll be able to communicate with, like even after the fact. There's still people emailing Julie from the last camp saying, hey, what about this and what about that?
Yeah.
And you'll have this other support group of all these other people that have been at camp also learning the same skill set. The group of people that were at last year's camp are still emailing and texting and Facebooking friends, still. So it's just the community, the camaraderie. It's just good stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like an awesome time, and anybody who's even thinking about it should definitely try to get out there to Vegas and take part in this 3-gun fantasy camp. I remember back in the days when I would go to basketball camp, so that rings loud and clear. But thank you very much for getting this information out there, and like I said, if I can clear the schedule, if I can get the schedule cleared, I definitely will be there. Even though I don't really care for Vegas very much, but I will definitely. If it involves shooting, I'll do it. I'll always do it.
The best part is it's North Vegas, so you won't even be on the strip at all.
Okay, you know what? That actually changes things considerably because I hate the strip. But no, thank you very much, and I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Take care. All right, that was another awesome episode of Seeing Live. It is a Thursday, so we won't be coming to you live tomorrow, but be sure to join us again first thing Monday. Well, not first thing, but from 4 to 5 or 5 to 6, whatever side or coast that you're on. But I'm Colion Noir, and I'm out.